There is a heinous crime that happens in a lot of screenplays by new writers, and that is not giving your characters anything to do in the scene. They basically just sit there and do nothing. They're bumps on a log. Like, no, that's wrong. So we're going to talk about three things: action, activity, and passivity, to kind of help you navigate that and make your characters more interesting and your stories more interesting. Thank you so much for watching, for liking if you're finding value, subscribing if you haven't. I really, really do appreciate it. Let's jump in. We're going to talk about ways to keep your characters involved and active in a scene. So we're going to use three terms: action, activity, and passivity. And these all have to do with a character's behavior within a scene. So you got a character going along, what are they doing? It's going to be one of these three things. First, let's take action. Action is purposeful movement toward a goal. So a character is wanting to do something and they do it. We know they want to do it, they go do the thing. That's really all it is. There's a goal and the character is moving toward it intentionally. They're going after it. So in this sense, they are choosing to engage. So it might be something like a character writing a letter. They need to write a thank you note, so we see them sitting down to write a thank you note. They're at least doing something. They need to file their bills or whatever, their documents, so we see them filing the bills. They need to go to the grocery store, so they're doing that. It is intentional movement toward a goal. They're trying to accomplish something, and they do it. Give them something to do. So this is the movement, an active movement. A character's being very active and intentionally active in a scene when they're participating in action. Activity, also known as business, you might hear people say, like, give the character business, is when a character is doing something, but their doing of the thing reveals their character. So its focus is really on the manner in which they do something. For example, let's say a character is folding laundry. The way they fold the laundry reveals a lot to us about their character. If they just wad up the clothes, but at least the t-shirts are with the t-shirts and the shorts are with the shorts, it's like, oh, okay, I see what they're doing. But if they're very meticulous, if they fold it and make sure it's all folded the same way, that's one kind of character, right? So we can have different kinds of characters, and we can learn a lot about the character just by the business they are doing, the activity within the scene. Now, they may not be moving toward a goal. They're just doing something. Somebody's just, clearing the table of dishes, or they're cleaning the house, or they're, whatever. It can be just a menial task, a mundane task. One really great example of this is in Captain America movies, and the second one, The Winter Soldier. We see Robert Redford just pouring a glass of milk.
Want some milk?
He's just pouring a glass of milk. He's just getting some milk. That is activity. That is business. He's just doing a thing. Okay? Or when we see him in his office, he's like got some files, he's shuffling through trying to find the right folder, and he finds the right folder all the way, but it gives him something to do. It is activity, and the way he's doing things, the way things are organized, tells us about his character. And that's what activity or what business is. So you want to try to be giving your characters, at least at minimum, some business, something to do in the scene. There's a reason they're in that place to begin with. So what are they doing? Now, the third one, passivity, is when a character is acted upon by another character or by an outside force or something like that. And it forces the character to choose between engaging in something or disengaging. Some people will argue and say, well, if a character is disengaging, then they're not doing anything. Well, that's not true. They are choosing to do the other thing. It is an action is what transpires. So what you do is, if a character is being passive, you force an action of passivity on them, which forces them to choose between engaging in the action or disengaging and doing something different. So maybe they might continue to, I just want to try to stay in my activity business here of watching TV. I'm just going to do that. I'm not going to do anything. But my stomach is growling. I'm hungry. I need to go eat something. We hear the stomach growling. We see the character like, okay, I'm kind of hungry. I should probably go get something. It's passivity that is forcing the character to choose to act or to not act, and that's the third one. So you have action, where a character is moving purposefully toward a goal. You have activity, where a character is just doing business. They're just doing things. And then you have passivity, where a character is acted upon by someone else that forces the character to choose to go do something or to not do something. Let me show you another example of this, and this one is kind of tricky because I know some of you may not be fans of these Star Wars movies, the newer ones, but this scene is a really great scene.
Don't be afraid. I feel it too.
So we have Kylo Ren and we have Rey. And Kylo Ren is doing the action of trying to get information from Rey. He's trying to get the information. He's trying to use the Force to manipulate her mind to try to get some information. Rey, though, is being passive. She is being acted upon. She is being interrogated, and she is choosing to resist. And she starts to resist. And it starts to make Kylo Ren a little uneasy. So his action on her passivity forces Rey into action back against Kylo Ren. So in this sense, you have some action, you have some passivity that then changes back into action, and now Kylo Ren has to choose, is he going to continue to engage or is he going to disengage? He actually chooses to disengage at that point.
You're afraid that you will never be as strong as Darth Vader.
But then later, Rey manages to get out of the situation and Kylo Ren comes back to find her missing and throws a tantrum. And in some ways, this is just some activity. He's throwing a tantrum. He's upset. And then you have this great shot of these stormtroopers walking around and they see what's going on. They're like, yeah, no. And they just turn around and head the other way. They are also doing just some activity. It's just their normal thing. These are ways you can force the characters to be active within the scene without having them just sitting there talking. You don't want to do that. You want to avoid the sit there talk scenes at all times. Give them something to do, and your scenes will suddenly pop to life because there's stuff going on. It's not just people talking, standing there talking, sitting there talking. No. Give them something to do. Hopefully this has been helpful for you, and if it has, please like, subscribe, bell, all that. I really do appreciate it. Leave comments below if you got questions. I'm so thankful that you're watching the videos, and I hope that they're being helpful for you as you tell stories. And when you tell a story that matters. See you later.